UFC fights are entertaining enough on their own, but add in a high-stakes bet and it's a whole different ballgame. Celebrities with a lot of cash prefer to root for their favorites with big bucks instead of posters and chants. If you love someone, bet on them, right? Watch this video to find out all the bets Drake has made in the past years and whether his luck is as good as his music. First up, a minor blip.
You say call me on my cell phone, just add device eligible for upgrade after 24 months.
Genius. Genius.
I'm so glad.
Drake is known for making bops every year, but when he is not in the studio, he's on stake.com, spending his cash on every game imaginable. This past weekend, he posted a story on his Instagram about betting in the UFC. It was his time to get back to stacking up. He did that by betting 2 million Canadian dollars on Israel Adesanya. The fighter was due to defend his middleweight champion title against Alex Pereira. Adesanya was heavily favored by everyone. He had defended his title 5 times before, after all. Alex had barely any experience in front of him, but still, the two had a rivalry for a while. Drizzy thought he was making a safe bet, obviously, and that explains the large sum he was willing to gamble. But things didn't exactly go according to plan. Everyone thought the last stylebender had Pereira. He was leading 3-1, and it seemed like Alex's fate was sealed. But if there's anything UFC fans know, it's that anything can happen. With barely 3 minutes remaining on the clock, Poetin gave it his all. With the strength of his willpower, he got a clutch TKO finish, and the rest was history. Alex had the title, and Drake had lost $2 million in a span of 3 minutes. But that's the thrill of the game, right? Something tells us this is not going to stop Drake from risking it all again. We mean, this isn't the first time he's been humiliated at gambling. Next up, a new champion. Not everyone went home cashless, though. Okay, to be fair, Drake is not nearly cashless. He's still a millionaire, but we bet the loss does stick. But we don't have $2 million to spare at the moment, so just take our word for it. Do you know who does, though? Alex Pereira, the new middleweight champion. He's made history by being the fastest climber yet. He has only fought 4 times with the UFC, and 2 of those times he got a title change. That's never happened before. Even before joining the UFC, he had only done 8 fights in MMA. The man, the myth. The legend is 4-0 right now. His 4-fight winning streak is the second longest streak in the UFC. He's behind Andre Muniz with only 1 fight less. We have a feeling that it might be another record he's going to break soon. He's earned 6 of his 7 career victories via stoppage, and all of those were with a knockout. His left hook is inescapable and has felled many great creatures of the UFC so far, and he has no intent on stopping. This man is a force of nature, to be sure. Maybe Drake should have done his research, but we doubt it would have helped. Drake's curse is way too strong to be broken by science alone. It's a force on its own, intent on making him lose all his hard-earned money. Maybe it's an ex-girlfriend's karma. Who knows? We hope the new album makes up for the lost bucks, though. Coming up, what are the odds? Don't believe the superstition about Drake's curse? See for yourself. In August, the man took out 200,000 Canadian dollars to bet on the reigning welterweight champion, Kamaru Usman. The odds were all in his favor. Everyone thought the Nigerian Nightmare would complete his 6th title defense with ease. After all, he has defeated Leon Edwards before. How hard could it be to just do it again? This was an easy call for Champagne Papi, and it sure did look that way for most of the fight. But remember, anything can happen inside that octagon. But Edwards was cornered and staring down a humiliating victory. He was desperate, and a desperate man fought to win. Rocky set up a beautiful final kick. He pawed out with his left hand to get Usman to dodge it, but he landed right into the left kick that was coming right after. The former champion lay on the canvas defeated, and Edwards snatched the title from right under him. Next, he just can't catch a break. Drake's wallet loses money like a hot girl loses interest in men. The man had just lost $200,000, but he thought, why stop there? Go big or go home. For the same event, he bet another 240,000 Canadian dollars on the lightweight champion. Jose Aldo was another incumbent defending his title, and Drake had clearly learned nothing so far. He wasn't kidding when he said he only loves his bed and his mom. Sorry, wallet, you didn't make the cut. Once again, it seemed like Drake's favorite player would win at the start. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. The King of Rio had a 100% success rate in takedown defense and flawless technical striking, but Merab Dvalishvili isn't a quitter. He put on pressure from the start, although was forced to defend for long periods of time. He spent most of the later rounds clenching around the fence and barely making any attack. In the end, the machine won the match unanimously. So, in in one night, Drake had lost almost $500,000. Do you believe us now? Maybe he should have gone home after the first loss, huh? But he has a contract with stakes.com too. That means he probably is obliged to bet on the games. Still, lower the zeros, man, for your own sake. Not to mention a grand loss. The UFC isn't his only passion, though. He loves betting on all things, or should we say he loves losing on all things. Don't sweat, King. We still love your music. Maybe stick to it. In May, he took his luck to the Spanish Grand Prix. He bet $250,000 on Charles Leclerc. He was leading the World Championship when he placed the bet. The Ferrari ace had all the cards in his favor until Drake showed up at the party. He posted on Instagram again, saying that this was his first F1 bet and he'll see how it goes. Oh, the race went somewhere, just not in his favor. Charles was leading the race up until the 27th lap. He lost power and the race to Max Verstappen eventually. Even though he started from number 1 on the grid, he couldn't be saved from Drake's curse. Okay, now we just feel bad for the poor man. Go have some champagne, puppy. Coming up next, it's not all bad. He finally hit the jackpot too. Maybe the curse is finally broken? He bet 1.3 million Canadian dollars in Bitcoin on the Super Bowl. Once again, he posted his stakes.com bet on his story. This time he wagered that the Los Angeles Rams would win the cup. On top of that, he also bet that his friend Odell Beckham Jr. would score a touchdown. Both these things came true. He reportedly made $300,000 in profit because of his successful betting. But it wouldn't be Drizzy if he didn't get into some controversy though. You see, Stake is not allowed to operate in Ontario. The state only allows its own ProLane Plus app in the region, so his bet may have been illegal all along. But you know what? That's all just minor details. We're gonna let this man have a win. He suffered enough. He lost more than $20 million playing roulette on Twitch, man. Give him a break. Lastly, pour some holy water on it. He also placed successful bets on other sports too. He put a parlay bet on the Rangers, Flames, and Mavericks money line in their respective Game 7s. Although the Rangers lost to the Penguins, he still won the other two bets. The Flames beat the Dallas Stars, and the underdogs, the Mavericks, defeated the Suns. The Suns had the worst performance of the year with a 123-90 loss. The Flames had a much closer game. They were just one goal behind for most of the game and only secured their victory in overtime. Now that's some next level good luck. Maybe he just ran out of all the bad luck there is to have. He won the bet and a whopping $2.6 million with it. You know, if you bet enough times, you're bound to win eventually, right? It's a matter of odds in the end. But then again, he hasn't had much luck with the odds this year. Perhaps his ex-girlfriend finally forgave him, or he got a shaman to bless his stakes app. Anything is possible if you're desperate enough. That's it for today's video. Do you think Drake's curse is real? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon with another video.